Hi, everyone, and welcome to Math Night 2021 for third grade. Today, we're going to talk about where third grade is overall right now in math after completing the second North Carolina check-in. So right now, our expected percentage for proficiency is 70%. So if a student scored 70 or higher on this math check-in, they're considered proficient in math right now. Right now, 33 out of 61 students have met this goal. So we have 54% proficient in third grade in math as of right now. The scores for the North Carolina Math Check-In were included with your child's second quarter report card. So if you have any questions on what your child scored or how you can help them with math, please make sure you reach out to your child's teacher. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to use tape diagrams, pictures, number sentences, and close reading to help with word problems. So I'm going to go through each operation and show you some different strategies that we teach in third grade that can help you help your child with math at home. So the first thing we're going to do is look at addition. You can see that we have 3 different strategies for solving addition problems. In third grade, students are expected to add 3-digit numbers. We go up to 1,000, and a lot of their problems are going to be multi-step. So this is a one-step problem. We're just using it to show you the different strategies that your child should be using. What we tell students is to find the strategy that works best for them and stick with that. So this problem says there were 159 people in line at lunch when 216 more got in line. How many people were there total in line? So I'm going to expand my screen where you can see me work these out. I'm going to go through each of the 3 addition strategies. You can see the first one is expanded form. So I have 159 plus 216. With expanded form, what we tell them to do is to break down each number into hundreds, tens, and ones. So they should break down 159 into 100 plus 50 plus 9. And then we're going to be adding that to 200 plus 10 plus 6. And then we tell them just to combine the like numbers. So we're going to combine our hundreds first. So 100 plus 200 is 300. And I'm going to mark those out because I've already added those. Then I'm going to move on to my tens. 50 plus 10 is 60. Mark those out because I've added those. And then 9 plus 6 is 15. And then they will just add together what's left. So we have 300. I know there's a 10 and 15, so I'm going to move that 10 to 60, and that would be 70. And then I would have 5 left. So this is expanded form for the number 375, which is my sum. So that's how we would add 3-digit numbers using the strategy of expanded form. The next strategy for addition is to use a number line. So what I tell my boys and girls is to take the biggest number and to start with that one. So we're going to write 216 at the beginning of our number line. And then we break apart the other number into expanded form like so. And we're going to just add each number to our beginning number. So I'm going to add my 100 to 216. So 216 plus 100 is 316. And then I'm going to add 50 to that. So that would put me at 366. And then we're going to add our 9 to 366. And that's going to get us to 375, which is our sum. So that's how we can do the number line strategy for addition. And the last strategy we teach in third grade, and this is the one that most students end up using. Parents, this is the one you were taught in school. So this ends up usually being the favorite once they master the rules for this. So we start, of course, in the ones. 9 plus 6 is 15. We drop the number in the ones and carry over the 10. 5 plus 1 is 7. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. And there's our answer. So parents, these are the 3 different types of addition strategies. Sorry, the bell's ringing. These are the 3 different types of addition strategies that your child has been taught. Like I said, they just need to pick which one is kind of sticking for them, that they feel most comfortable with, and that is what they need to do to solve their addition problems. So I'm going to move that down a little bit, and we're going to look at our next problems. All right, so next we have subtraction. So subtraction in 3rd grade, we are going to have 2 different types of strategies that they can use. We have a number line strategy and a standard algorithm. So I'm going to model for you how to do each one of those. Our subtraction problem says Ms. Richardson has 223 candy bars. She gave 127 candy bars away. How many candy bars does Ms. Richardson have now? So let's make this a little bigger so you can see. All right, so our number line strategy with subtraction. Once again, we're going to draw our number line. With subtraction, though, I always tell my students you're going to start with the smaller number and count up. So I'm going to write the smaller number right here. And I always try to hop up to, or I try to hop to the nearest 10, okay? So we are going to add 3. So 127 plus 3 is 130. And we're trying to hop up to 223. So I'm going to add 3 to get to 130. Now I'm going to add 70. And that will get me to 200. And like I said, we're trying to hop up to that big number, to 223. So I love to hop by multiples of 10. So I'm going to hop to 220 now. So that's a hop of 20. And then 220 to 223 would be a hop of 3. So you can see I just put the small number here, the big number on this end, and I'm making jumps, trying to get to multiples of 10 because it's easier to count by multiples of 10 until I get to that big number. Once I have hopped to that big number, all I'm going to do is count my jumps. So I'm going to start with my 10s. 70 plus 20 is 90. And then 3 plus 3 is 6. And 90 plus 6 is 96. So there's my answer. Standard algorithm, parents. This is what you were taught in school. And once the children master the rules for the standard algorithm, it seems to be the favorite and the one that's easier for them to do. We teach them a little poem. So we tell them to look in your ones and say, more on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Numbers the same, zeros the game. So they're going to look in their ones place and recite their poem. For this problem, we can see there's more on the floor. So we're going to go next door and get 10 more. 13 minus 7 is 6. Then we move on to our 10s and we say that same poem and we can see there's more on the floor. So we've got to go next door and get 10 more. And then 11 minus 2 is 9. So you can see that's how we're going to get our answer. So subtraction, students can use the number line strategy or the standard algorithm, whichever works best for them. Number line was the strategy they primarily used in 2nd grade. Standard algorithm is new for 3rd. So that's something great you could work on at home, is to get them to master that standard algorithm, because that does seem to work best once they have mastered the rules for that. All right, so let's move on to multiplication. For multiplication, we have got 3 different strategies we teach students. Parents, the best thing for them to do with multiplication is to memorize their facts. As soon as they memorize their multiplication facts, they will not have to do any of these strategies. They'll just know their answer. So the best thing you can be doing with your child at home is to do 5 to 10 minutes every night of multiplication flashcards to help in memorizing those multiplication facts. So our multiplication problem says, on her MP3 player, Debbie had 8 different singers with 8 songs from each singer. How many songs did Debbie have total? So our multiplication equation for this problem is 8 times 8. So the first strategy, this is what we do the very first thing when we introduce multiplication in 3rd grade. Sorry guys, there's the bell again. Circles and stars. This is how we introduce multiplication. So all students first learn to multiply with this strategy. What we tell them to do is to take that first factor, 8, and draw 8 circles. Once you have your 8 circles, then you're going to look at your next factor, and that's how many stars you're going to draw in each one. So we're going to draw 8 stars in each circle. And I'm not going to do this all the way through because I think you can kind of see the point. So they're going to draw 8 stars in each circle. Once they have their 8 stars, they're going to go back and they're going to just count up all their stars. So once they do that, they're going to get 64. Okay, so this is the very first strategy they learn with multiplying. You can see that when we have bigger multiplication equations, it is a lot of work. So that's why I said it is so much better if your child will just go ahead and memorize their multiplication facts. But that is what circles and stars is. Just take that first number, that's how many circles you draw. Take the second factor, that's how many stars go in each one, and then you just add them up, okay? Skip counting. All third graders are learning skip counting songs. These songs have been sent out on Class Dojo. They are also available on YouTube. All you need to do is go to YouTube and type in skip counting by 8s or skip counting by 7s, and the little songs we're learning in class pop up. Once they memorize these songs, it's easy for them to skip count. So we're going to be multiplying 8 times, so they could just sing their song. And as they sing their song, they're just writing the numbers they're saying. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're going to make sure they write 8 numbers. And whatever number is in that number 8 section will be their answer. So they can skip count, just sing their 8th song. So they'll sing the 8th song 8 times. And whatever number they end up on, that is going to be their answer. The other strategy they can do for multiplying is to do repeated addition. I'm going to add the number 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they can combine, all right, 16 plus 8, or 8 plus 8 is 16. I'm going to add 8 more, that would be 24. I'm going to add 8 more, that would be 32. I'm going to add 8 more, that would be 40. And to just keep adding. So parents, you can see there's 3 different strategies for multiplying. Circles and stars is what they learn first. That's a lot. A lot of boys and girls still like to do circles and stars if they're doing a problem that they're not sure about yet. A lot of them like to skip counting because they have their multiplication songs memorized. But as far as multiplication goes, the best thing you can do for your child in 3rd grade is to help them memorize their multiplication facts. All right, guys, I'm going to minimize this, and we're going to move on to division. All right, so division in 3rd grade, we have got 4 different strategies for division. This division problem says a store sold 49 of their newest toy, Silly Beans. They sold them to 7 customers, and each person bought the same amount. How many did each person buy? So we're going to be doing 49 divided by 7. I'm going to make this a little bigger again so that you can see how to work these out. Our first strategy with division is to do circles and tallies. So what we do with this is we look at that smaller number, and that's how many circles we draw. So I'm going to draw 7 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put a tally in each circle as I count to 49. Once I get to 49, I'll stop. So we're going to just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. So once we get to our bigger number, we are done. And all we need to do is go back and count how many tallies we have in each circle, and that is our answer. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the answer is 7. So that's how we can do division with pictures with circles and tallies. Another method is to do the tally method. So how we do this is, once again, we take our smaller number, and that's how many tallies we make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I write my number underneath it. And then I'm going to count them again and write that number down. So I'm at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. So when I get to my big number, I stop and I count how many numbers I wrote. So I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is my answer. This is the method most boys and girls seem to understand and love. So tally method is probably what your child is doing to solve their division problems. Another thing we can do is repeated addition. So just like I said with multiplication, your children know their multiplication songs. So they're going to start with the 7, and they can sing their multiplication song until they get to 49. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. They're just adding 7 each time until they get to 49, and then count how many numbers that was. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those multiplication songs are also a good way to really help your child. Play those for them every night, because they can not only help with multiplication, they can help using the repeated addition strategy with division. And our last strategy for division is to just flip it into a multiplication with an unknown. So if I have 49 divided by 7, I'm going to flip that around. I'm going to take that 7 and think about 7 times what gives me 49. So this strategy works really well for boys and girls who have their multiplication facts memorized. If they know 7 times 7 is 49, then they can just flip that around into multiplication with an unknown and think about which factor is missing. So parents, like I said earlier, I cannot stress enough how important it is for your child to memorize their multiplication facts. That is probably the number one thing for third grade, is to get those facts memorized as soon as possible. All right, our last strategy we're going to talk about tonight is tape diagrams. So a tape diagram is a strategy that kind of helps students visualize the different steps in a word problem. Like I said at the beginning of the slideshow, students in third grade have multi-step word problems they have to do. So a tape diagram just helps them to break apart that problem. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can watch as I make a tape diagram using this word problem. So this problem says Ariana's soccer team needed to earn $362 to buy new uniforms. They earned $86 at a bake sale and $112 at a car wash. How much more money do they need to earn in order to buy the uniforms? So a tape diagram, your student is going to draw like a long rectangle, and they're going to fill this chart in with what they know. So I know that Ariana's soccer team needs to earn $362. That is the total. So I'm going to put that amount down here. That is what I need this strip to equal, okay? So now I'm going to fill my chart in with what I know. I know they earned $86 at a bake sale, and I'm going to put bake there. I know they earned $86 at the bake sale. And I also know that they earned $112 at the car wash. I'm going to write car there. I know what that's from. I know that they need to earn some more money in order to get to that 362 that they need. So putting your information in this tape diagram helps students see that we have a step we have a step here we need to do, and then another step to figure out this missing piece. So what I tell my boys and girls is that if you see two numbers side by side in your tape diagram, the first step you need to do is combine them. So we are going to do the algorithm, and we are going to add those two together first. Numbers that are side by side needed to be added together, and that shows you your first step. So 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So I know the total for right here is 198. What I tell my students is once you get those two numbers combined, numbers that are on top of each other like this mean we need to subtract. I need to take 198 away from 362 to find my missing amount. So I'm going to take 362 and I'm going to take that 198 away from it. With the algorithm, they're going to remember their rules, more on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. 12 minus 8 is 4. Move on to the tens, more on the floor. We're going to go next door and get 10 more. 15 minus 9 is 6. And then 2 minus 1 is 1. So our answer is 164. So tape diagrams are just a good visual for your student to put the information from these multi-step word problems in so that they can see, oh, here's my first step, here's my answer. I have one more step I need to do in order to get that missing piece. So tape diagrams are taught throughout third grade, and it is a great strategy to help boys and girls see the different steps in their problems and to make sure they are doing all of their steps. A lot of times boys and girls miss word problems because they forget to do a step. And on EOG, they will have every answer possible. So they'll have the answer to the first step, they'll have the answer to both steps. So it's important that they make sure they are doing every step. All right, so parents, that was all we had for you tonight. Hopefully, all of those different strategies for the different operations in third grade helped you out. If you have any questions about anything you saw tonight, or if you just have questions in general about how your child is doing in math, please make sure you reach out to their teacher. Thanks, guys.